only one person I want to ignore. But they sit down over there, employ their family because they need work. It's not the person that needs work, and the person sacrifice person they wanted. We employ our family because some people are happy. Because it is a time to be happy. It is nobody time when the country is not better. It is everybody time when the country is better. And we give this as a challenge to all of you people. 2029, we may be only valid for the presidency. Where we will come here and say, you people will have to appoint a commissioner for sacred play. The they are educated people. It's not about education. It's about how well you govern your people. They got people that got degrees, they know nothing. The only person with Indian people that they can't achieve nothing from. Our marketeers will come to power. In every country, at least 2 million and bread out of marketeers, flipping runners, and younger boys to empower themselves. The money is there, but everything is long before carrying the benefit up. Because we are close.
Tell yourself, brother, to forget about Yaka Koluba. What is Bala Dino Yaka Koluba? If you tell Yaka Koluba, someone Yaka Koluba, you are not letting them talk. You forsake yourself, Yaka Koluba, crossing. Yaka Koluba, crossing from here. You want to know a lot of Yaka Koluba. So to them, and we don't even tell them about Yaka Koluba for that. And I'm going to look for Yaka Koluba there. You know, when I want to do all that, you move your all the way to go, just get to go for Yaka Koluba. You love to hear you go for Yaka. Yes. So who believe? Because Yaka Koluba and the one that is coming to our house. So you are telling to this Yaka Koluba because a budget. Oh, Yaka can be talking to the president. It's not good thing. Okay, let's do for power, do for Joe. Yes. They're happy. Say my mother, your mama happy to you. When you are not going to betray Yaka Koluba or betray the Nigerian people and not to jail. Yaka Koluba are not coming crossing. You understand? You understand? You know Yaka Koluba. You can't let Yaka Koluba there. You cannot go in line. You go for Yaka? Yeah, that's the thing. They're not just hospital Yaka Koluba for them. You know what's going to go Yaka Koluba for them. They see that they do something for them for Yaka Koluba. They don't for them for Yaka Koluba. Anything people buy, people don't. God knows that brother, the way you not to tell the country and the corrupt. You say you're going to take corruption for the country. Now you're calling them more corrupt for me. People die every day. You said the president problem is the most corrupt for me. No, I said it, I'm coming down. So I will shut you. You shut me, let me forget for Yaka Koluba. I'm going to Yaka Koluba, I'm not talking to you. Let me forget for Yaka Koluba. Now I want to let them again, they will send you for Yaka Koluba. Let me forget for Yaka Koluba. Anything I do for me, I do for the other person. Let me give Yaka Koluba. Who don't know, they will know you. Our sister will go. Take them to take Yaka Koluba from them. Now you know what. Let them not do Yaka Koluba in our house. Okay. All right, we're coming to anything you want to say final before we leave you. Thank you so much. Yaka Koluba agree. They must forget that Yaka Koluba because they know what's the one only so much goal right star one goal. So why when they go star one goal? You want they because of America. Now ever that goal. You not see no more protesting with go. Now what we coming to one more Yaka Koluba protest? Yes. We are best to go. You fire you not see because so much right so right star one goal. They do our own of it. And they stand all of the new stand and walk through on the solar first.
Hello. Yeah, man.
My son, you made a mistake.
What's that?
I heard you last night. We are going in deep to move Papa. Absolutely, after the whole election, I'm in my corner. If you hear my preaching most Sunday, you will conclude that I'm right. Will you rescue as a nomenclature after winning? The broadcaster don't even answer my phone, don't pick me up, they don't let me down, they don't even have time. Oh. Yeah, I don't talk because God knows why it's happening. And everything I will accept it because our son who is vice president to him from Nimba, the Nimba people will not understand if I start hating on breaker. They started type of breaker. When we are wrote, the Senate did a comprehensive report of
the latest reported twist in what we all had anticipated, that there would have been the final hearing and conclusive determination into matters relative to the Bill of Information as filed with the Supreme Court of Liberia by the Rule of Law Caucus or the minority members of the House of Representatives that are seeking to uphold the rule of law and ensure that the right things are done. We are getting very reliable reports of something I would like to consider flagrant and undemocratic attempt to undermine the justice system of our country by no other but the President of the Republic of Liberia. And we'll tell you more. We'll tell you why. These things are scary signs. These are troubling moments in our country history. Today, when you sit and look around Liberia, you're reminded mostly about the 1970s, the lead up to the 1980s. These are the memories that are filled and walking all on the streets. Even when the president is passing, they have created an atmosphere of terror and insecurity. There's panic everywhere. People are being intimidated, frightened, and of course, somebody said it is clearly, Liberia has clearly turned into a banana republic. What is that and what does that mean? That is why this is the Freedom Money Rise. And at 9 o'clock, in an effort to diversify the conversation and include other perspectives, we have extended an invitation to the young people within the Opposition Alternative National Congress of Mr. Alexander Benedict Cummings. Lately, we've been seeing lots of activities. It's like they are beginning to dust off and get ready for other engagement. Very recently, the political leader of the ANC and the political party, we are told, endorsed the candidacy of Ide Gonglo in Nimba, a sign of the party's political preparedness. It seems the political opposition are getting ready. The other day, we were talking about the LPDP. Today, we are talking about the Alternative National Congress. We are also hearing about a pending national retreat for ACOP, a member of what? The Unity Party Alliance. Just the other day, the Liberty Party too were trying to put herself together, and all of these are happening. Is ACOP going to review her relationship with the Unity Party Alliance? I'm told a lot of people are getting disgruntled within the alliance, and people are feeling displeased, and they're having renewed conversation from within. We'll get the details of these and others. We will update you. But folks, on the flip side, in the meantime, before the Secretary General of the Youth Congress of the ANC comes in our studio, like we promised on yesterday, we will go to Nimba and talk about the politics and the campaign build-ups. Mr. Barkas have sent some talks and sponsored them in Nimba County to undermine democracy. Yes, we have the facts, we have the evidence. Yesterday we read in passing the resignation and comments contained within the resignation of an electoral magistrate officers in Nimba. That is scary. So the details of these and other issues making the news in Liberia and elsewhere will be highlighted right here on the Wednesday morning edition of the Freedom Money Rise of Freedom 87.9. Today is Wednesday. We are paying nothing less than 20,000 Liberian dollars. All you have to do is *799 *70# for just 200 Liberian dollars, or its equivalent of $1.50 you can be a lucky winner. The more you play, the better your chances are to win. Again, the code is *799 *70#. And yes, today, Hagar said we got to pay a lot of people and give plenty 20,000. Hagar, good morning.
Good morning to you, Abu. Good morning to all Liberians. It's good to be back here. As a matter of fact, I'm the most excited man in the world right now, so to speak. I just don't know why, but I'm sure it is because Majo got defeated 3-0. Not just because
various people for
not just because Majo got defeated, but the ways and means to which the goals came. I like the free kicks, yes, and I just like how everything happened. And so until Wednesday,
you're happy for other people downfall?
No, I'm not happy for other people downfall, but at least I'm happy for Majo to be defeated. I feel comfortable. I was just imagining how Austin was feeling like last night. Imagine your show was still on, and then you receiving information that you've been flogged 3-0. But again, the guys have said they are waiting. Yeah, they are waiting. Yeah, for my Arsenal in Spain. So let's see how it will work out. Let's see how it works. Somebody said same sign is how you call it, Arsenal fan. I don't know whether
the thing I know about Omen Sunshine and football, they made a Messi and Ronaldo fan.
Correct. But then I didn't mean like a reconcile two people.
Man,
so yeah, but it's good to be back here. Quite interestingly, like I said, seriously, I'm excited. At least, even if Barcelona can win today, I'm excited. Once Manchester got flogged the way Manchester got flogged, Barcelona can even decide to draw. All I know is Barcelona will qualify or not. But for my Madrid fans, they still tell us they will beat Arsenal with the level of football I saw last night.
When is Barcelona playing?
Barcelona is playing tonight, 7:00. So we're here and we're there. We will do what we can. So just on yesterday, I was in a conversation with the management team of REL, and they have promised to.
You have to break that REL down.
Yeah, Radio Entertainment Limited.
The people that are giving all the
people that are giving out the money here, using our platform to give out the money. I had a conversation with them, particularly for our institution, and we brainstormed on some things. We said some things. We said some things yesterday, and of course, too many good things in the pipeline. So. Okay. What I have said, what I have said to them, one of my recommendations is that all of those who have played, whether there can be a checkup in the system to confirm, all of those who have played, all of them, if not at least 100%, but let 90% of them be compensated. So
that means once you have played. So here, suggestion to the team is that once you have played the game,
you must how they call it.
So he is asking you to give out some money to all
because
of them.
One of the things I said was we are the ones always being engaged in the street. You here you can leave from here, you go, you see that somewhere people don't know that you the CEO for real or you the deputy for operation for us. But whatever the case is, we are the ones that the people can listen to. We are the ones they believe in. So that is something that we can get engaged on. So too many things will be happening in the space of the next few months. Too many persons will be winning, and as well we'll be getting involved into too many community engagements with the audience, with our followers and fans out there. So just that yes, good things are in the pipeline. So once it is sorted out and completed, trust me.
So what people need to do this morning to benefit from some of those brilliant recommendations?
So all you have to do this morning is to, as you always know, Wednesday and Thursdays is *799 *70#. *799 *70#. And the reason, let me say this to you, the reason you notice we are not doing more draws these days is because sometimes the way you people play when we set up a system and say, at least let's 6-person play. Once we can reach that point, we can reach a threshold for the system to open. Is something. It's not something that I can look at it. The people that I play from my phone and say, let me see that this number. No, this is a system that is set up. We don't see the number until it is generated as winner. Right. So if we do a draw and we get 3, 4, 5 winners, that number, the numbers that one are the numbers that we will see. So whether you play or all the other people who would now come up, we don't see them. So, but this is something. The more you play, the better your chances are to win. So for you, some of you who have been playing before, and in fact, you play 2-3 times, all of you, trust me, the loyalty bundle, the frequent draws, and all of that, we are going to increase these offers and things, and we ensure that all of you who have played from the one of this program, something is going to be given to you. We do the calculation of whatever you've played, and then add 10% interest to what you've played. So if, for example, you play 100,000, we give you 110,000. I'm just saying this, but I know many of you now have played 100,000. But for example, if you play 20,000, so just like that, we give you 10% of whatever we add 10% interest to whatever you've played, and let you be a beneficiary. So beginning today, just the process. We are in serious conversations with the management team to ensure that many of you smile can be placed on your faces, and trust that we'll be getting involved into more community initiatives. We're getting close to moving in the communities, talking to you, so we hear from you what it is, how can we work on it. Give us a suggestion, give us a recommendation. These are things that we are going to be doing. So it is up to you this morning, Abu. What's the threshold there? I think it says, right?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
correct. So that means there are a lot in the pipe, you see, and of course, I know a lot of you will be like, uh, okay. Say, we gotta talk it. Yeah, man. So, folks, ASC,
So at least something
is
have
on our
come up.
back right now, and the man is even
Yes.
challenging all of us
Yes. So
to read. So, 9 o'clock, the ANC guy will be here. Look, trust me, Ali Kiadi is a very, I mean, opinionated young man. So you enjoy the conversation at 9. I can guarantee you that. But so in the meantime, what you have to do this morning, because the folks and our partners have said, look, we have to pay out more money, and these things are very, very important because it's about the motivation for all of you, our followers. So we brought the people here, the people inside now, and so it's all like that. So this morning, what we are going to do basically, we're going to be doing it like four plays, right? When we get four person to play, right? Then we come and do the first draw, right?
Sure.
So we get four person to play. Today we're not talking 4,000. We're talking 20,000.
20,000 we're giving out this morning.
So assuming you spend like how much? Let's say you spend like assuming you spend $1,000, where that's 5 plays, right?
5 plays.
So just you alone can initiate the process of us doing a draw.
Yes.
And see what happens.
So what it does is when you play 4 times, at least then we look for an additional 3 numbers because it's among the number that we do the selection out of that.
So the number,
but the fact is
number
at least
but for you, you will be in that
system. And the more you play, that's
4
how.
times.
Yes. So and the good thing is, we have challenged us this morning to give out more money to you, and it is up to you now to play. You know, like I said, I had a fruitful conversation yesterday, and that conversation is leading us to where we are getting now. The challenge is,
and we're about to. Okay, I'll tell the new general manager. By the way, we'd like to congratulate our dear friend, Mr. Kine, Oliver Kine. KOK, right? KOK has now been selected by the board of the Freedom Communication Incorporated as his general manager, and so we are very elated on the occasion of our brother promotion and elevation. We like to encourage all of us to grant him the necessary support and to see that this Freedom FM that we cherish so much, all of us, particularly you, the supporters, the followers. Now the onus is on all of us to make it work with with KOK. So you have to be there. You have to stand with the station. You have to support. You have to give us all of the necessary backing. And we say young people should take responsibility. So when young people take responsibility, then it becomes good. When young people take responsibility, it becomes good. But the community will have to rally around the young man, give him the confidence, give him the moral support, the financial support. We need financial support actually. So you all have to come around. Bring your businesses, we can sell them for you. We already have the platform, right? We have the audience in this business. We sell the audience. That's our market. We already get it all across. People in Nimba, people in Bon County, people. So you don't need to get on car to carry speaker all the way in Nimba if you want to make promotion. Just come to us right here. We are good. We sit right here and we sell your product all the way there in Nimba. We inform them on why they should go for your product. We inform them on why they should consider you as the best deal. And that's why we are the number one in the country. And the thing about it is not only that we are received in that county, but we are followed there hugely. There are other stations, it may be available here, but whether people following it, that's the thing. But that is not the case with Freedom. We are available there, and then everybody there listening to Freedom. So you see, you go Grand Bassa, right? You go Mangibi, you go Bopolu, right? You go Bomi, you go Cape Mount.
So even you can be doing your business in Monrovia here. Once you choose to work with Freedom FM, trust that people from outside of Maserati will be getting to you because of the level of information that will be coming from this platform. So that's why it is always important.
And you too in this county, you are into some kind of venture there, right? You can also bring it. We can sell it for you.
Sell it for you here in Monrovia.
We can sell it for you here. Your people there say, "Oh, yo, they people can be passing by like Freedom FM telling us here that this is what they can do. So let me go check that."
And that's the strength and power that we've got here with us. It is with us, and all you have to do is to just tap in that strength and trust us. You will never regret doing business with this platform.
That is correct, and this is how the community can help to support the young brother in this Herculean feat that he has occupied. But just we believe that Kain can deliver, and so we give him all of our support, and let's make this happen together. Yeah, but that is that, and then let me see what is happening. The folks are supposed to also send us the
frequent draws.
The frequent draws. Okay. I don't know, but once we get that, okay. So once we get the frequent draw, we'll come back and see. But we're watching the bowl, right? We're watching to see whether these messages and the good breaking news that Higas has related is something that's also going home with all of you out there. Star 799. The code is star 799
star 70 hash. Star 799 star 70 hash. It is up to you. At least beginning, if not this week, beginning next week, all of those who play are going to benefit. That is a conversation that I had with the CEO, and trust me, it is going to work. And trust me on that.
So yes, you are at a snail pace. They are at a snail pace, but I think they can buckle up and make it up to the target, and then we do the draws. Right? We're paying. This is not free. Something you're playing to win $20,000.
So just for $200 Liberian dollars,
right?
$1.50. You stand a chance right here to win for yourself. So 20,000 Liberian dollars.
20,000 Liberian dollars, and also put yourself in the position to be qualified for some of the good things that Hagar is telling you that's coming up. Very soon, we'll work with management to announce Hagar as our ambassador for the cash giveaway.
No, man, I just feel like the people whom we are saving should have a take. And so, having been engaged on several occasions in the streets and every places, I just thought to do that as my recommendation to the company. And trust me, they were not compared to accept, but at least graciously they accepted. So you know the thing is, some of us that business strategy, they control like bro, you can't tell like bro what you want to do that. If you could tell like bro what you want to do, I'm going to tell like bro what I want to do. Like bro, telling me what you do.
You know, when we small, I can remember, or in school that when you graduate from K1, from K2, sorry, they will come, they will say, you come say what you want to be in the future, you know. Ever so putting our name in, me I want to be pilot, me I want to be engineer, me I want to be, you know, beautiful vision.
Go dinner your photo again.
Then we read Navari again. For me, I was fortunate when I in 6th grade, I graduated. We had a graduation, and, you know.
Yeah, so the school, the school was stopping the 6th grade.
No, it wasn't stopping the 6th grade. But that year, the government permitted. Yeah. So we had graduation, and then we had a red again. Put fun thing in there. We just imagine the thing we put it. Then we read Navari again. We put it. We put fun thing. 12 grade, we also put it. 12 grade, you feel like yes, you are actually transitioning now to begin the process of pursuing that, you know, childhood vision.
Yeah,
so
sure.
You put it there. You say, and some children will say, me, I won't be engineer. And, you know, me, I won't be this. I won't be that. I won't be entrepreneur. I won't be philanthropist.
Yeah, all the
all kind of baby things that you can be small, we imagining. But because we understand the part of the world.
You're part of the world. I will tell you, do this.
So when we move from there now, then Labro can be sitting in the corner and say, you, what is it you won't be again? He said, I won't be part of. Let's go. Can't go push over.
How they call it?
They can't go push over. So 7 years.
And once you start there now, the next thing will push.
Then when you start there, you don't get that self-drive.
Then it push it. When you get there, you don't get that self-drive. The next thing you do to you is, he'll ask you, whether you man or you woman. When you say you man, let's say when you man, what you do is you push it. They say go be so.
No, that you know what I can say. Well, so I will ask you what you want to be say. Me, I want to be musician. I want to be top musician, hip hop. Say okay, come on, go do small zogo. Why you go do small zogo now? That's what I said. Zogo. This country, yeah. Then you can make Baka president again. Oh, a plasma.
Very no, that one is terrible.
They contribute on daybreak and ask you won't start your day. What you won't start your day with? You can say, oh, I want to eat shawarma and go eat Gary.
Go look for Gary. So now the Gary will eat it around 12. So let's continue. We're doing it for you. Continue to play your cash. I thought Abu will have to be putting more time on this now.
Exactly. So
we can benefit to this. Yes.
That's exactly what it is. So because you know it's important. A lot of people are out there, they're struggling, but when you win this, at least you get something in your pocket, and you know to be able to confront the height of the challenges that we are faced with out there, right? So we're gonna take a break with our sponsors, and then when we come back, we can look at the Nimba politics issues, and then we check up the cash giveaway. But
so when we come back, we do the loyalty draws to give out money to them as well.
That's correct.
So we do the draw *799 *70#. The challenge is on you. It's not on us. We will see all of these good things until you can play. We can do draw. So we give out Abu when we come back. That you see, you need to maybe ambassador for the evening. So because so when we come back, we'll be giving out 2,000 each to at least 3 to 4, 5 persons.
Okay.
Then when we see that we've reached the threshold, then we can do the general draw to give out 20,000 to how many persons that will be selected by the system. So it is up to you.
So 2,000 is coming up right after the break. Crime Stopper Liberia.
Authority, really can't take care of it. Crime Stopper, yeah. It's about musical. There are crimes in many places. In every community, you know, you can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't take law in your hand for the right authority. Really can't take care of it. Crime Stopper, yeah, for us. Bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor. If you see a you must talk it. I mean you cheche. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia. From the center to interior, Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia. From the center to interior, Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia. From the center to interior, Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia. From the center to interior, Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia. From the center to interior, Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia. From the center to interior, Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Okay, Crime Stopper Liberia. We're very proud to be associated with the Crime Stopper Liberia, and of course, please consider the rule of law. And let me tell you, going forward, I'm supporting Arsenal now. Yeah, I'm supporting Madrid.
You've somersaulted your previous decision. But what Madrid can do?
Madrid not correct.
But bro, let's be frank. Madrid fans, they themselves, they are just people who are not actually.
I won't be on the side. What will be voting the other minute? That's the reason why you see I'm from behind Madrid. I'm going to vote Arsenal. Because what kind of fish I get to fry in Madrid? They all be voting me for. So I'm from behind. We'll go to our London brother. We'll be the one.
And the victory for Arsenal last night did good job for the English teams as well, because they were to carry four teams in the league, in the Champions League next season. But by the victory, just the victory last night from Arsenal, at least 5 teams are going to be going in the Champions League next season. So the Premier League winner, the second place, third place, fourth place, and the fifth place are going to be in the
and Man U that will win the Europa Cup.
Yeah, Manchester United, yeah.
So let's give 2,000.
So we're coming to give money out now, 2,000 each. Good morning. Morning.
Good morning.
Morning, man. How are you? Yeah, this is Hagar, and I'm here with Abu Sharif. We're here calling you from Freedom FM. You've been playing the cash giveaway.
What's her name? What's her name?
Patricia Ta. Patricia, you sound like you've been disappointed. You've been playing the cash giveaway. You now win nothing. Yeah. For how long you play? Okay, so today at least check your phone. We're not send you 2,000, and trust me, Madam Ta. We are working on something good for all of you who have been playing. Whether you play 1 time or 2 times or 3 times or just us. We are working on something good, so you don't have to get discouraged. We're bringing back a promotion that when you win 1 time, all of those money you lose, you're not thinking about anything. So just always continue to muster the courage. But check up your phone this morning. You've received 2,000 as instant cash prize. So we're also giving out 20,000 this morning. Maybe you want to use 1,000 to try your luck this morning. It's possible you can win something from that. All right, man. Okay.
Okay. Congratulations to you. Let's see who else qualify for.
So *799 *70# is the code. *799 *70#. You stand a chance to receive cash prize of 20,000 Liberian dollars right here on the program. Let's go. The challenge is on you. Once you can do it, just us.
All we gotta do is just press few buttons and get your mouth to you, right, Hager?
Mm-hmm.
That's all we have to do here, and that's exactly what we're doing. So star 799 star 70 hash is the code to win. So we're recording another person for $2,000. And this is a bonus, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some of them probably they're not even expecting call, they didn't even play. We're calling them. So let's try again. Because you're not expecting call. Actually, you know when you play that, that's when you can be expecting call. But these kinds of bonuses, no, the system will just randomly pick, and, based on the frequency and say, oh, okay, this person is qualified. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Good morning. This is Freedom FM. You're live on the radio.
Which one?
Freedom FM.
Okay.
Okay, so the whole country is listening to you now. What is your name?
Patient witness.
Patience?
Yeah.
Patience what?
Western.
Wisner. Okay. Well,
So I don't know whether that old man patient or sales patient, but whatever the case is, patient.
Now, Swiss is patient.
I know, right? Sweet 16, imagine. All right, Sweet 16 patient. So you've been playing the cash giveaway, but you did not play today.
Yeah.
Tell me for how long you've been playing the cash giveaway.
Hey! They're crying you.
I know, right?
When they did, it started.
So sorry for all of the wasted times. They can say about it. Anybody can say.
but patient now win before.
Patient, you not win before. Patient,
Yeah.
have you won before?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, you won before. How much thousand you won?
On freedom, I think 20.
Oh, 20. Okay.
20, 4,000.
Okay. So you've won 24,000 or more. All right. So check up on your phone this morning. You are part of our frequent players. You've won for yourself 2,000 Liberian dollars. Check your phone this morning. Yeah.
Thank you.
And also, we are on the radio and giving out 20,000 this morning as well. So you can maybe use 1,000 to play or 1,000. Okay, then that's an opportunity for you. So
but you know the code?
You'll be playing 10 times. You'll be playing 10 times. Yes. Correct. You are adding follow. So you will be playing. All right, patient.
Okay, so you see patient?
She's the beneficiary.
Yeah, see, I already know what they think can do. So I'm coming here, man. He said 2,000. What do you so much coming go Bowery?
Can we do one more before we?
Yeah, that's all. That's all. So
we do you offer different thing. I want to do. We want to do.
Okay.
We want to do more drops.
So patient says, yeah, don't worry. I'm coming to everything there.
God, no, we want to do more draws. We'll give you more money. Trust me on this. It is up to you this morning.
Another winner.
And we hope you can pick. We'll also be giving out 1,000 as well. So hopefully during the course of the broadcast, we'll be giving out 3,000 or 5,000 as well. Good morning, Chief. What's up?
Hello?
Morning. How are you?
Fine.
Okay, this is Hagar Gonda, and I'm here with Abu Sharif. We're calling you from Freedom FM.
Okay.
You've been playing the cash giveaway?
Yes.
For how long you been playing that?
I don't play for long.
So did you play this morning? No.
No, this morning I don't play.
So have you
What
won
is his
before?
Yes, I won before.
Okay, tell us what's your name.
Fire Roberts.
Fire Rabbits, as in Fayrah.
Yes.
Okay. Fire Rabbits. Fire, check up on your phone this morning. You received 2,000 as part of our instant loyalty winner this morning.
Thank you very
So
much.
we are also on the radio.
Let me check up my phone. I'll call you later.
We are also on the radio and giving out 20,000 as well. So you can choose to play this morning and still have a chance to receive 20,000. Okay, Fire. The money for you. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you.
All right.
So that's it. Like Fire, like Patient, like Patricia. You two can be one of the winners here this morning of any of the prizes available, right? So it's 20 minutes after already. So we want to do
Check up. So maybe we see
yeah.
what we can do.
Exactly.
Give our 20,000 to our first batch of winners. We told you we offer different things this morning.
So let's pay the first 20,000, then we can go Nimba and come back now. Then we know exactly what we are headed. Yeah, before our man come, then you're already not collect your thing.
We want to give money before 9 o'clock this morning. At least we want to do a draw in every 15 or 20 minutes. So
that's exactly what it is. So today is Money Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
Money Wednesday.
Day here on Freedom FM.
You must go with your time play what people will not give you your money. Yeah, la. Giving money. Good morning. Good morning. This is Freedom FM. You're live on the radio. I'm fine, but how you sounding so? You sounding like you're not feeling happy. I mean, the whole money you're looking check out. What's your name? And we just lucky with female this morning. Yeah. Who? Dinah?
Yeah.
Dinah Colley. From Lofa or Bon? Man give you, oh, okay.
But I see people everywhere.
Yeah.
They're not making look like, you know, quality at different quality.
I thought she in program on the everybody, you know, people when they work on program.
Yeah, nobody wants to associate with it.
Everybody, even some of the trainer know from Wasonga, I say no, not from Wasonga. Play. But anyway, Daniel, you're live on Freedom FM, and Higa has a news for you.
Dinah, morning again.
How you doing, man?
I'm okay. Did you play the cash giveaway this morning?
Yeah.
How many times you play it?
I can't really remember.
But you play more than 4 times?
I was just really trying to see one for your phone.
You have 1 phone in your phone.
And the whole 1-4 finish or some stay there?
So you use 1-2. So you play 6 times this morning. Dinah, you are part of our first winner here, and you've won for yourself 20,000 $11 on the Freedom Cash giveaway. So that is something that Madrid fan, because the other thing, you're not even saying that you're happy, you're looking at real Madrid fan.
No, I'm not Madrid fan.
You Arsenal, you know? No, but yesterday you were Arsenal fan. All the backup fan turned to Arsenal fan yesterday. All right, Dana, when you receive your money, you must call the number, yeah? All right, congratulations. So that is that, folks. We've paid out a lot of money here already. So a few other people will get their calls from the management, really entertainment. So but we are coming out with the second round of payments out here. So, but Higa, let's begin. You know, this Nimba thing, since Monday, we've been talking about it.
About this, and yes.
You see, some of the reason why, you see, when we are talking about the Nimba politics, and sometimes people like us renege and we drag our feet around it, because it is apparent that a lot of the folks in Nimba, right? I mean, I'm sorry, but a lot of the folks there, the way they do their politics is they scream ethnicity, and they ignore reasoning. So for that reason, I feel like it's gonna be wasted energy all of the time and talking to the people, because at the end of the day, they're gonna be trooping behind one cut head guy who the only thing he's using is tribal bigotry, and which is unfortunate. Nimba is too progressive for the people to be making leadership decisions based on tribe. Tribe has not helped. You see, people use tribal sentiment and we kill each other here for how many years? 15 to 18 years. They said the reason you were the way you were because they put tribe against each other. Since after the war, and why you kill all those people, you still having these issues, right? They said it was because of tribalism, people were stealing, people were doing this, people were doing that, corruption, blah, blah, blah. You kill each other, enough, you come back. So tribalism has got nothing to do with anything. They men speaking, they tribe, you get nothing to do with the man leadership ability. The other man speaking that tribe, you get nothing to do with the man leadership ability. Hold people accountable by their promises and by the requirements under the law. When you elect them, do not establish another set of rules, right? That is based on tribal sentiment and any other undemocratic vices. But again, we can't lose everything. The sounds that we're hearing, the signals that we're getting from Nimba is terrible, and it is important to raise the necessary alarm for our democratic partners to begin to take cue and follow up on the situation and call Mr. Bwaka and his gangsters to order. I call them gangster because since this old man took office, it's on him to prove us wrong. And once he does that, trust me, we'll come here and admit that, oh yeah, Bwaka is beginning to see things rightly and he is changing. But other than that, some of what is happening in Nimba are terrible, undemocratic, examples that must be condemned, and that's not supposed to be happening in any civilized democracy.
And Abu, you said it just right. And some, I'm sure, we're wondering why we will always promise on this topic and then have an in-depth conversation on it. Like Abu said, that is just the reason. But again, we have decided and have said to ourselves, we believe in prosperity. And we understand that one day prosperity is going to judge us. And all of what we do here on all of our platforms here are always kept on record. So for the purpose of that, we thought it was that we can just put ourselves on record by speaking our minds and speaking the fight on these issues, so that tomorrow when things go the other way around, then we can start to reference what we said before, like we are doing now with what we said before and what the reality is now. So, like Abu said, Nimba is my county. Nimba is a country that I feel so proud to be associated with because of the progressive nature of citizens of that country. Developmental wise, Abu, development is going on in Nimba, particularly Ganta and other places around like Sanikole, Sekipi, and all of those places, even the Bound End and all of that. All of these developments are going around like competition. So if Abu is able to construct a three-story building, Hagar too will want to do five, so that yes, it's more than that.
Yeah,
and
so
that is the level.
competition.
That is the level of competition developmentally that we are looking at in our country. But on the contrary, on the other end, looking at our country as it is and realizing the fact as progressive, like Abu said, as progressive as Nimba County is, looking at the other side of life, which is the political side of life. Politics defines the future of or the existence of an institution. The way things will be handled in an organization or institution, it will define where that institution will be going. For example, if Abu is the head of an organization and there are people who should be working with Abu, and once these people decide that, hey, we can work with Abu, and they start to undermine Abu's work, then automatically the progress of that institution or that organization will be at a standstill. So politics cannot be taken away from our society, especially in our country. I should say it that way. But looking at the ways and means through which we've been engaging ourselves politically, that is something that sends a wrong signal to the progress of our country. Because when politicians feel like the power is slipping off their hands, they threaten the peace of any society or any country. And when the peace of the country is threatened, the developmental improvement in that country will be brought to a standstill or will be brought to zero. And that is why you will hear us saying all of these things. Because when you make the wrong decisions, and tomorrow you get disenchanted, you decide to take issues, and when the people in power are not able to adequately know how to handle that issue, then the progress and development of our country, the state, the security of the state becomes a threat. So that's why you see us speaking here the way we are speaking. So we've observed the politics in our country, Nimba, and we have our own take on that. And like Abu said, we know that many of you some of you minds are already made up. You can go and decide what to do. You can go and decide, I will vote for this person, I'll vote for that person. And to some of you who will sit and listen and say, because of these young folks, because of the way they place the issue and what they said, I will change my mind and do this. If you want to go with that, it is good. So having said that, since the pronouncement of vacancy in the Liberian Senate, there have been several other persons, some of whom were denied of the opportunity to contest and all of that. And amongst those individuals, we got the government-backed Kennedy, Sam Koga. We got the CMC-backed Kennedy, Mark Brewen, who is also a former county inspector. We got T1OK, defeated Representative Kennedy in District 3, Mosorado County. Edith Gongo was third time contesting for that particular position. Out of that, Garrison Dode Yedu second time contesting for that position, and a former representative of District Number 4 in Nimba County, Aramatoneke Tima, former representative of District 9 in Nimba County, and also defeated in the past election. So these are individuals that I pushing and are asking you to vote for them. Now, do we have a particular interest or individual in that election that we want to support, Abu and I? No. We've not sat here to tell you, say, vote for this person. This person is our friend. This person is this. No, we have not. And we don't intend to do it.
No, we are leaving it with you.
Because we want to make an independent judgment so that you can go to the ballot boxes on that day, knowing that, because of these things that were said by these young folks, I will analyze that. I have analyzed and I can make a decision like this. But when we sit here and say, this person, because the person preaching divisive politics is wrong, so vote for the person, then it makes it appear like we are campaigning for a particular individual, and we don't want to be seen in such a position. But now, let's listen to the campaign messages of all of those individuals in the race. And if the elections of if the election in Nimba, the by-election in Nimba, if it is anything that could prove counterproductive to the peace and stability of our country, then that message is being preached by the ruling establishment. If any message in the election that would divide the people of Nimba more, then that message is coming from the ruling establishment. If there is any action that could divide the country more, that action is coming from the ruling establishment. We have gotten evidence, deep intels of plans by the regime to undermine the peace and credibility of the elections. And evidence to that, high-ranking folks connected to the elections office in our country have tendered in their resignation to the elections office. Why? You listen to the final lines in that communication we read yesterday, Abu. The guy said, because of our own safety and the peace of the country. So there have been a constant conversation with election authorities in that country, like it was done during the course of the 2023 elections, to steal the choice and decisions of the Nimba people. Is that what we want? The government still feels they got something to prove that, yes, we are on course. The people still believe in us. So they don't intend to do that in the way that maybe Hagar have to take a decision from his heart. Hagar have to take a willing decision. But they intend to blindfold you and I, go behind the scenes, steal the election, and come back to the public, make it appear like, hey, the people still believe in us. So they have been having conversations with elections officials in the country, the ministerial office there, in the upper and lower end, supervisors and all of that. And we are receiving information that they have already planted their pool washers. They have planted, they've planted their pool washers, they've planted supervisors.
Just imagine.
So the interest is on the day of the elections, like we did during the course of the general elections that we were caught, we put you on that same note. So people who did these things before Abu, they feel at this point now, no, when we do it, it will threaten the peace of our country. So because of that, we will push back. We can't do it. I can't do it. So let me withdraw. Let me resign from this position. And this is where we are. So as if that is not enough, the government is not allowing Liberians to take an independent or their independent decision to vote for who they want in that county. So as a result of that, if you are connected, if you are anywhere connected to government position or working as a civil servant in any or institution of government, the government have resolved to dismiss everyone or anyone who is going to go against their interest. That is the basis upon which you saw over the course of the week. I think it was on Monday or so. Loyalists to Councillor Garrison Dode Yelu how to summon such, because these young folks.
So they did so under atmosphere of duress and coercion.
Yeah, fear and intimidation
that they will lose the job.
The guys. These were people who who started campaigning for Garrison. When I went in Nimba the last time, Sanikole, I engaged with few of them, and I could see the sincerity from their statement and all of that. So when I saw the press conference and I saw those faces that I trusted, when I saw them at the back of those individuals, then what ran to my mind was, hey, let me call these guys and hear from them. I was able to place a call to, I think, 3 or 4 of them. And they said, my man, I think making to all. And I'm saying this the same way we said it. They said making to all. But we'll go to the ballot box and we'll make a decision from there.
Okay.
So their action basically, not just them, but the action of others basically is not that, oh, we were campaigning against the government interest, but we were campaigning, but during the day of the election, we'll go there, we'll decide. Because the government have come up to threaten people and tell them, say, hey, you either choose to vote for our interest or you choose to get out of government job.
So there was a reason why, you see, it was important for Hagar to roll out all of the different actions and acts and activities that are being carried out in Nimba with respect to the electoral, the by-elections there, and some of what governments do. You listen to him, voter intimidation, threats, and of course, undue political duress on people who are believed to be supporters of a candidate, but because they have jobs. So basically what it says is that you lose your right under the Constitution to work simply because you are not aligning with Mr. Bwaka's approved candidate in Nimba, which is, I think, undemocratic and uncivilized. The other troubling thing about what Hagar has painstakingly narrated here is the absence of a level playing field in the democratic process. In democracy, a level playing field is a fundamental requirement, particularly in electoral processes. That's what guarantees the presence of democracy in the process. Other than that, then that is not democratic election. That is something else. That is selection. That is whatever you may want to call it, but it does not qualify as a democratic electoral process where the people are allowed the opportunity to exercise the franchise uninterrupted or without any interference. Whenever there are attempts to interfere into the democratic decision making of the people, then that process does not qualify as a democratic one. And this is what we are saying. This is what we want all of you to get, that it is becoming apparent that the by-election in Nimba has been undermined, has been thwarted to mean something else, with the regime insistent that their preferred candidate must emerge victorious by all means. And the candidate who's noted for these uncivilized and undemocratic rebel activities has also gone in the county and using governmental influence to have those and boudoirs to intimidate and threaten tribal chiefs and local village residents. And this is unfair. You can't be a government telling your partners that, oh, you are terminating. The last time I heard, the internal affairs minister say the coming pull, I don't know, all the Tanchi Bene or what kind of Sunday, the coming pull moratorium or stop on it. I don't even know what, something, whatever the case. You can't be doing that. And then at the same time, because you have announced that reform, you are using that to threaten chiefs in Nimba. That ain't no government already coming reform the thing. So if you don't go in a village, town, to tell people to vote for Koga, we'll move you. Then we'll say that the reform. Look at the time the internal affairs minister spoke and what is happening in Nimba. Look, from what we are getting, Koga is unfavorable. The only thing I can say to Nimba, every other candidate in our race is qualified and competent other than Koga. Koga has demonstrated incompetence and incapacity. For how many years? 12 to 13 years, Koga has been down there. He has done absolutely nothing. Let's see. Hello, good morning. Good morning. You received the money?
Yeah.
How much? All right.
Wow.
Congratulations.
So Abu, you have to check up to see what we can do. But just check
Yeah.
up why you.
So that is the point in Nimba. It appears clearly that the regime is muzzling the process and there is not a level playing field there, and this must be condemned by all well-meaning Liberian citizens. And we must compel the regime between now to the 22nd to ensure and guarantee the rights of every participant in the election, a free and fair opportunity to engage partisans without intimidation, threat, or being bullied unnecessary. Like we saw with Kennedy Ide Gonglo, right? The regime continued to come out and say, oh, we for women and stuff, but the kind of misogynistic attack that's been directed at Ide Gonglo in the senatorial by-election in Nimba is uncouth. And Mr. Bwaka must call his attack dogs to order. That's what we believe, because we have a duty to save our democracy. We have a duty to ensure that duty bearers live up to and in accordance with the principles and values that govern our democratic processes. But we cannot sit as a country and a people and see people do things on the basis of their whims and their caprice. This is unacceptable. Who is Koga? Just rebel who has refused to stop being rebel.
The fight is, look at what happened over the weekend in the county.
And these things, the truth of it, these things are going to undermine the government because the war is watching. And we too are sharing this thing. This thing is going to undermine the very attempt by the government to secure a non-permanent seat on the Security Council of the United Nations. You can't be going there. So what kind of message you carrying? You are indulging into all kinds of unwholesome, undemocratic practices in the country. You are witch hunting. You are violating Supreme Court laws. You are doing this, and this is going to take us to what we're hearing, the report we're hearing about the attempt by the president. If you can recall very vividly, on Monday, we announced to the people here that we were getting very credible report. Our audience, we're getting very credible report that the majority black elements from the majority black have noticed that the decision on Wednesday is not going to favor them, and they have begun threatening the president impeachment, right? We said it right here that they have begun threatening the president impeachment, and that they are also insisting on continuing their boycott of legislative functions. when the president should accept the outcome of the Supreme Court's ruling that is expected today, as much as we are hearing that he has nefariously and intervened to circumvent, right, the justice process in the country, and this is a slap to our democracy. This is happening under your watch, but you go to the UN and tell people, say, oh, y'all can make labor member of the non-permanent security council. It doesn't make sense to you.
The security of the country is even under threat.
Right? You're threatening, you cannot even govern your country in a wholesome, functioning manner. But you're going to the United Nations and asking them to give you a seat to preside. Right? This is so absurd and stupid. And it has to stop. You have to demonstrate the capacity here to uphold democratic tenets. Then we use you on the global stage as an example. But
these are the things that we're supposed to be referencing while we're pushing and asking for a non-permanent seat.
Exactly.
We don't have anything.
You can be intimidating electoral staff, people resigning. The man say he fear his life. That release, we've already shared with plenty of people, right? We've shared that thing. Electoral officers in the wake of by-election in Nimba are resigning because they fear their life, their peace and security. But this is it. Owing to the fact that lawmakers, majority black lawmakers have threatened Mr. Boakai. Let me take this person. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
I got missed company in the morning yesterday about Bravo 1.
We're calling you to give you money. They not pick, so you forget about that one.
Yesterday. So they said this, and on Monday you all can remember we told you, and we've told you here, we are committed not to telling you lies. We'll tell you the thing from way inside their planning booth.
Mm-hmm.
As soon they plan it, we know it. We tell you ahead of time. And this is what you are seeing. So yesterday we got a report, and it's even in the news, that the president has intervened here.
Mm-hmm.
And asked the Supreme Court to give him 2 weeks. And in 2 weeks, he will resolve the stalemate.
Even though the stalemate have been there since October 17th.
Fine. The question is, has this president been sleeping? Mm-hmm. So this president all along knew the mechanism to resolving the matter, but carelessly ignored it because he wanted to surreptitiously pass the budget with all of the stealings inside.
So the president's interest was about the financial parts of those whole entire thing, right? The budget and all of those things that had to do with finance. So he never wanted a delay and all of that because the man wanted to get a car now. Mm-hmm. So all of that too needed. So
yeah, the car thing, everything and pass now.
So the car bidding and pass, you not get money and all kind of thing. But it is terrible for the president who should be there as a mediator between people like legislators. He got the opportunity, he got the power, he can get the willpower to call these guys to beg them to vote for his choice of candidate for the speakership, but he don't have the willpower to call them and say, hey guys, we have to drop arms on this. We said here on this platform on several occasions that the president needed to call these individuals. Bulk of those people who are doing these things or doing that speaker thing, they are from the Unity Party.
About 85% of them are Unity partisans. They go into party executive meeting with the president. But look, when we said that, what did they say? They say, oh, that legislative matter, we won't interfere. The president will not interfere.
But now the president is interfering with the judiciary.
Y'all who used to be saying that interfering, separate branches, this, that. So now, what have you to say? Now that your president, in fact, he's not coming at a time where, but he's coming in, right, to circumvent the justice system and proffering an alternative means. This is unacceptable. We've come here, we've said that we all must abide by the due process in resolving any problems in our country. Right? That is what we've said. We said use the court, go to the court. The court has a matter. They say they get something they call subjudice or what thing. When matter is before the court, you're not supposed to do. So how is the president interfering with the court process? We are in problem. This is a scary report, a scary news. So the president is afraid that he's going to be impeached on incapacity, I say on grounds of incapacity. That's what we have learned. The majority bloc threatening him that if he dare do business and accept the ruling that was supposed to be coming from the Supreme Court today, they will do they will do an impeachment bill. They will impeach him on grounds of incapacity. The president knows that he is incapable, that he has capacity issue. Yeah, he got. I guess he's out there. So if you can get him, it'll be okay. So, folks, this is it. Let's hear what you have to say about that. So clearly, again, we are venerated. Liberia was about to win a landmark case, and the president used unchecked power. Yeah, the president used unchecked power. The president used unchecked power to remove, to undermine that process.
Yes, Abu. We maybe we can go to the lines now, pick some calls because we got our guest right with us here, so we can pick calls.
Yeah.
So while we pick calls, we'll be checking out the
we're
system
doing
to see we do our next batch of draw right here. Star 799 star 70 hash, just $200 Liberian dollars. You stand a chance to receive instant cash prize of 20,000 Liberian dollars. Star 799 star 70. We told you challenge us today and get a benefit of what we are capable of doing right here. So 0776 104 104 086 500 104. Why Abu is checking up to see 0776.
So we are not there yet.
Okay.
So let's see what you can do, and let's do the next draw. We've already paid out, and then we can come back here and give out more money on star 799 star 70 hash. You're good to go. The more you play, the better your chances are to win. So let's take calls.
0776 104 104. Let's talk to this person from right here. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're live on the radio. Go ahead.
Well, my name is Alfred. I call you from Habel.
Alfred from Habel. Go ahead, Alfred.
You see, concerning our law, because we are just waiting on the Supreme Court. Let the Supreme Court rule and let us see.
But we are telling you, the president has hijacked the Supreme Court. He has told the people, say they shouldn't come out, that today the court's supposed to rule. So because they know it very well that it was not going to be in their interest, they threatened the president. If the president said that it happened, they will impeach him. The president called the post, say they must give him 2 weeks. He will resolve the issue.
Well, I don't think the Supreme Court need to listen to the president. When they come here all with a deal, because they are a separate bench, they should be able to come out and tell what would be the outcome of the meeting or their ruling.
Okay. All right.
They don't have to listen to the president. And those individuals that not because that we voted for them, they are not more than the 15,000 person in the various districts. So if they don't listen, we will just go for them and push them out of that place, and then we move the country forward. Those few people basically we cannot.
I know, right? So we'll push them out.
Can't stop, please.
So 1 minute, here, before we take the next call, let me just read this thing from a senator, right? Listen to a senator perspective on what we are talking about. This is troubling, right? Senator Augustine Che from Sano County, right? Rice. He's a counselor, in fact. He's a lawyer, so you understand exactly from where he's coming. Executive interference in the work of the judiciary, with a question mark. I mean, in this day and age, 2025, you mean the executive is interfering in the work of the judiciary? The judiciary is about to make a decision. The executive goes there and says, no, stop, don't do it. Right? All along. If what I am hearing is true, that the president has asked the Supreme Court to postpone or defer its ruling on the Bill of Information, then that's a serious violation of the Constitution. So when I say A, you say, oh, that Abu talking, blah, 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 he ain't let it paper, which is not true, blah, blah, blah. But this is it. For us, when we come here, our conversations are informed by the law, right? it will be an interference with the work of the judiciary and amounts to an obstruction of justice, an act or conduct that in any form or manner interferes with or impedes the dispensation of justice. The president action, right? The report we are getting amounts to impeding the dispensation of justice and interfering with the rule of law. Councillor Verdier is wrong, inherently wrong. He tried fruitlessly to defend the indefensible on Spoon tonight. It's a coordination of the three branches of the government. I don't know who still listens to Verdier, who I'm told suffers psychiatric impairment, right? Psychological impairment. You got to be going for psychiatrist visitation all of the time, right? That man is sick. He breathes. Say coordination of the three branches of the government as enshrined in the Constitution does not include interference with the work of the other. It's just a regular process of consultation or working together to enhance governance. That's not what is alleged here. It is reported that the president, Joseph Boakai, placed a call to the Chief Justice asking the Supreme Court not to give its ruling on the Bill of Information now, but to give him 2 weeks to resolve the impasse at the House of Representatives, which is the subject of the Bill of Information. Clearly, undoubtedly, and definitely, this is an interference with the work of the judiciary. And that amounts to an obstruction of justice, a serious constitutional breach, if this information is correct. I mean, we have gotten plethora of reasons to impeach Waka, but again, this is a weak environment, so people will not take advantage. I'm adding that. Should the Supreme Court succumb to the overreaching of the executive or surrender its authority to it? Absolutely not. I don't think the Supreme Court will do that. If the Supreme Court allows this to happen, then that will be the beginning of the end of the independence of the judiciary. Our country can afford the consequences. And for anybody to suggest that some people will not respect the rule of the Supreme Court, or that this is purely a political matter that lies only within the province of the legislature, is to say that the members of the House of Representatives are above the law. Also, the institution that the crisis at the House of Representatives is purely a political, the insinuation that is purely a political matter is grossly misleading. Like the Chief Justice said during the argument of the Bill of Information, who the members of the House of Representatives elect as their speaker is a political matter. But how they elect and remove that person is a legal matter, because that is within the ambit of the Constitution. The Constitution provides for how a speaker is elected or removed, and this is exactly what it is, because we are a country of law and not men. Liberians, this is what legal pundits are postulating in these trying times of our democracy under the misguided leadership of Joseph Nimba. That's what we think. Mokos, and let's hear what you think.
Let's talk to more callers.
So then we'll take our guests right after these calls.
0776104104 plus 231-886-500-104 our WhatsApp number. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Abu Sherry and Sadonika Konda. Yeah, quickly, I'm Professor Tabulukane calling you from district number 14.
We're here from district 14.
The ability of this country and in language, everyone who came in the best way and know that this appeal is kindly over to the president. The president should interfere with the judiciary process. The president sat down here at the panel who we expected his efforts to intervene. Everyone in the whole and show those time, delay until then now, he has seen just the fall or the downfall of the regime speaker. Then now he's planning to intervene. And we are currently asking the members of the bench, they should say anything that have already gone in the ears of the Liberian people that are ready. So they are being down with their ruling for everybody to know that.
Let's tell them that they should not agree to the president's intervention.
Yes, because
Thank you.
the law doesn't call for that.
Okay. Let's talk to this person. Morning.
Good morning to Freedom FM and good morning to Sherry and good morning to Ega.
Good morning. Go to the point, my brother.
Okay. This is the answer that Kamala. I joined this conversation this morning from our meeting. Let me go strictly to the point. Thank you very much for the topic of discussion this morning. We need to respect the rules of law. In any modern democracy country, there should be principles of disciplines how to govern and lead the people. So this day our law has been violated, and our law be the law. The organic law that governs this country should be the one that we should.
Okay, let's talk to this WhatsApp caller. Morning.
Yeah, brother Abu, good morning.
Somebody please bring our guest in the studio.
People of Mama Liberia. My name is Maurice Masakoi calling from Belgium. First of all, as a father for the land, this president refused to settle what will happen to the capital building. It's too late for him. The only thing I want to tell him, let him take a hand from. Let him give the Supreme Court the chance. Let them give that ruling today. Because when he tried to interfere inside, really, if Liberia was a serious country, they can impeach him. Because he don't have any right. He don't have any right.
Morning.
Thank you.
Morning. Hello.
Morning. You're live. Let's hear you.
Yeah, morning. You say? Your sound is very low.
Go ahead. Go ahead. All right, Joseph. Let's take Joseph here. Joseph, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Brother Abu and Brother Hagar. And to our Liberian people. No, we are only appealing to the Supreme Court.
Joseph, where are you joining us from?
I'm joining you from New York, please, my brother. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah. We are appealing to the Supreme Court. Please render your decision. Look, the international community has interfered. Have come and played their part. ECOWAS came in, EU came in, all these international bodies have come in to help. The party does not reason. He created a monster. So we are begging the Supreme Court, come out with your decision. He is a law enforcer because he had the government. They don't apply it, the Liberian people will know. But please, do not let your legacy, to be damaged by the party. If follow him, you'll go all in the same rabbit hole. Your future, the Liberian people's future, our children depend on this. So please come out and say what you need to say so the Liberian people can hear your voice.
All right, thank you very much. And so let's take 2 more calls and then we can close the chapter on this. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Oh, this caller is not ready. Good morning. Morning, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Japa Bulati calling from my Banjo residence. I just want to make this point or inform the judicial branch of this country. The judicial branch should understand that indeed they are the father and mother of this country. Every other thing that we're looking for, we look up to them. What do I mean by that? The national legislation makes the law, but they have no jurisdiction to interpret the law. The executive enforces the law, but they got no power to interpret the law that will punish the one who has violated the law. So we look up to them. Any decision made
So, but all along, what the president been, and now he won't fix things.
Yeah, that was okay. They forgot a lot of this country.
All right, thank you very much. I'm sorry I got to hold you there. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead. You are the last caller on this segment.
Let me say good morning to Mega and your listening audience. My name is Ishmael Kamara. I call you guys from Kingsville. I think I had a troubling time. It's so sad for our country where our democracy has been temporary by this president, Nimba. This intervention is actually an interference, as motivated by our nose. So, am I live?
You are live.
But I think that is the most comforting part that has done in promise. It's so sad that this president sat and watched what unfolding at the Capitol building over 5 months plus now, right? People say, "Oh, but Mr. President, why can't you intervene? Why can't you try to at least bring this?"
But the man finna getting a bulletproof car, and so I think you won't do this. You won't intervene.
So at this point, for you to come out to say that we are hearing that he's asking for an extension, right, from the ruling from the court. This is an interference of the court.
Certainly. Thank you very much. I'm sorry we have to hold you there. And folks, this is it. And we can keep having these conversations, keep contributing your views because this is your country. And anything that happens here affects you. It is going to be a very, very scary sign for our democracy if these kinds of executive interferences in the justice systems are not condemned. It's going to be troubling for all of us. So this break, we will be right back with our guests right here on Freedom 87.9. This break.
It's about musical. There are crowds in many places. In every community, you can see. So if you see crime unfolded, don't take law in your hand for the real authority. Really can't take care of it. Crime stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see you must talk it, you check. Do it for your safety. If you see don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law.
All right, folks. So Okay, folks. So many thanks to Crime Stopper and of course old man Sam Sanya for the services to our people. So yes, we are back for the final segment of the show here this morning on Freedom 87.9. And like we told you, we are very excited to have with us a young man, a politician, to say, political activist, and of course, the Secretary General of the Opposition Alternative National Congress Youth Congress. So he is here this morning to speak to us on a wide range of issues, politically sensitive issues, issues of national governance, issues of the elections, the ANC, and all of these will be talked about. And we would like to gauge the opinions and how the ANC see things as they unfold. So let me go across to bring in Brother Ali Kiadi. Brother Kiadi, good morning. Welcome. Okay, so let's try to get that set up with and stuff. And so once Brother Kiadi Mark comes on, and then we just go straight into business. But yes, whatever you are this morning, you're listening to the Freedom Money Rise of Freedom 87.9. We are just here in studio with Mr. Ali Kiadi. On yesterday, they had a homecoming, an elaborate homecoming for one of their partisans who are left, and a lawmaker now, and a member of the Rule of Law Caucus, uh, in Representative Ta Wongbe. Ta Wongbe was welcome on yesterday, and I'm told they're also having some program on the weekend, right? Something like that, I'm told. But let's see. We'll know it all from Mr. Kiadi. Brother Kiadi, good morning.
Good morning, Abu, and good morning to Freedom Communication. Good morning to your listener. Good morning to our people in Radio Land. It's a pleasure being on your platform.
How are you this morning? You look good.
Yeah, I'm alive and well. I'm kicking. You know, the contradiction in the state gave us a reason to push through, and we cannot give up on the people. We cannot give up on our country. And so far, we are alive. We see it as a duty. For some of us, we are prepared to take the brunt.
Okay.
To deliver this country, to fix this country. So it is something that we have signed up for. It is something that we are confident that with our efforts coordinated in the opposition community, we can usher in the needed change to fix this country.
The needed change to fix this country. But you have been a little under the radar since the 2023 election.
Yes, like many political parties, what happened in the election is something to reflect on. Appleton was introduced. The results defy common sense from the standpoint of the ANC. We thought it was a magic performed by some political actors.
Okay.
To bring maybe political defacing. They thought they could deface the ANC and Mr. Cummings by agreeing 1%. But we understood what went wrong. Appleton was introduced. Many Liberians.
You keep talking about Appleton was introduced.
Because it is still a mystery. Because this guy was only known during the time the election commissioner was announcing the results.
Really?
Throughout the campaign.
So as a participant in the election, you did not know the full list of candidates that were participating?
It is not about...
All along the campaign period, you did not notice that there was an Appleton in the...
The thing is, if you do a survey just right on Cable Street, it's very difficult, if not impossible, to find people who voted Appleton. I've been to places, I've been to CEO, I've been to different electoral center. I throw out challenges. Let me see those who voted Appleton. You had to see them. So
Really?
Appleton is a mystery that we have.
You're just doing it on Kerry Street and Gary Street and
No,
all
I'm
that.
just
Appleton
giving-
might have gotten
I'm
a
just
vote
giving-
from the counties and
No,
other
he
places.
didn't get his vote necessarily from a particular county. We saw in Mosrado, he got
Spread
votes.
across.
Bombay, he got vote.
Mhm.
So even those places, he got the vote.
So when you aggregate it,
Yeah,
that
even
what
those
taking-
places, he got the vote.
Mhm.
The electorates in those places, they themselves were shocked. Who is this guy? You saw people asking, who is Appleton? Who is Appleton? Who is Appleton? Imagine it became a comedy that every 4:30 say Appleton coming again. So the election itself, we understood what went wrong, and as a political party, it gives us an opportunity to reflect, go by and have a sober reflection, and study what went wrong and how we can fix things, bring our people back, motivate them, give them incentive to come back to do the political work, so that the change we dearly believe can be ushered in our lifetime.
So let's say in the 2023, Appleton is best described as the dark horse.
Yeah, it's a mystery, and he still remains a mystery, even to the election commissioners, the Liberian people.
Wow, how did the ANC perform so underwhelmingly?
Look, the ANC, we challenged the results. We challenged the NEC to do an audit, forensic audit of the ballot paper. NEC refused. We challenged
Did
them.
you do so officially?
Yes, we wrote them. And we even told them that we're going to financially sponsor the investigation. They declined. So from the standpoint of the ANC, we do not...
Why were you interested in challenging the results and doing all of what you wanted to do? You felt you won the election?
No, not necessarily winning the election.
Okay.
We think this thing was a plot to deface the ANC. Mr.
You were
Thomas.
baffled that Appleton tapped you?
Yes, something like that. Even not even necessarily the ANC people, many Liberians. Look, if you do a survey across the country, the conversation was around CDC, George Weah, President Bouaka now, and Mr. Cummings. That was the conversation. Those were the three big political parties, if you let front runners. So
but that does not go to say these were the people actually entirely on the heart and minds of the people. There were other people making scratch.
Abu, probably you didn't do.
Maybe the three spent a lot of money on publicity and propaganda,
but it worked out for the two.
It did not work out for the other.
So, how many money you think Appleton spent on publicity and propaganda? So
he spent less.
They think it is even shocking to you. It is even shocking to you that many of the opinion polls people conducted, you had a year Appleton during the election. I can't remember an opinion poll you conducted.
So what is your suspicion around Appleton?
So the elections are over. The elections are over. We have passed that now.
Okay.
I only said this in passing.
No, yeah, but we'd like to know
so
inside the ANC, what is your...
So
when you think about 2023, what are the issues that you have? It seems Appleton is a subject in the cycle of the ANC as a primary reason, or one of the reasons why the result came out the way it came out.
The reason I mentioned Appleton, when you ask me what is the ANC doing, what is happening within the ANC, he's just a scenario.
Okay.
But there are other issues.
What are
as a party that we have reflected on? Some of those issues are not issues that we want to say on the radio. It is an issue for internal party conversation. So we are working as a party to see what went wrong, what we can do better. And that is something that we are having as a party, and that has not been declassified.
Can you blame your pre-electoral collaborations and alliance decisions as part of the reasons why you ended up the way you ended up?
Yes, the CPP was a plot against Mr. Cummings. You know, when the United Party left power in 2017, they had a lot of issues, corruption issues, governance issues. Liberian people took them from power.
Correct.
So the ANC had the credibility in 2018. So United Party was looking for a party who could clean them off.
Okay.
And at the time, the ANC washed away the United Party saints. And when they got...
And you knew so?
It is something that...
Or it is after the election you got to know that?
These are things that we are having conversation on now, reflecting on what went wrong. So those are some of the things that went wrong. So they saw it as an opportunity that now we are strong, and our sins have been washing away by Mr. Cummings' clean credential, the ANC fresh credential, because we have not come to power. So there's no sting on the ANC. the United Party can be largely blamed for the material condition of our people having served 12 years prior to President Weah.
Correct.
So they could have been blamed for some of the mismanagement of resources, concession agreements, and all of the corruption cases we have. So they were looking for a party who could wash them off. Unfortunately for the ANC played into that scenario and they benefited from it. They appear clean after some of the things they did. So the ANC is now a political party who have learned from experience.
Okay.
That going forward, we are going to be politically.
So before going forward, I can understand, but before going forward, at that point, because leading up to the 2023 election, people were like pondering on why some decisions were being made or were informing some of the political decisions, understanding the Unity Party. After the 2017 election, a lot of political pundits had thought that that was a moment for the Unity Party to be defaced. But then we saw the ANC embrace them. When you embrace the Unity Party, did you embrace them as a saint in our body politic, or did you ignore the lapses of the Unity Party for the past 12 years? What did you hold on to?
The thing is, we went into the agreement being very sincere.
Okay.
Considering the character of Mr. Cummings, he was very sincere with them. But these people having been on the political scene, being traditional Liberian politicians, all of them had an agenda. And they singled that out to us in the 2020 elections that happened in Nimba County, where the three political parties signed a resolution to support a particular candidate against the ANC-sponsored candidate in that race. And that was a signal.
The three parties are Liberty Party, Unity Party,
and the ALP. So that was a signal, but the ANC didn't pick up the signal back then. That these people are working around the ANC to maybe get some resources, get some credibility in the media and all of that. But the ANC didn't pick up that signal. But thank God some of us are around today to correct some of these mistakes.
Was the ANC more credible than the Unity Party?
Obviously.
During those periods?
No. The litmus test is this. The ANC hasn't been to power. So there's no sting on the ANC. We haven't managed state resources. The Unity Party.
No, but the character of the personality driving the ANC, we're talking about credibility, is he just opposed that with the Unity Party then.
Mr. Kumi is an open book, the character of the ANC, our stand-up brother. He's the vision bearer, right? All of our policies are driven through the eyes and vision of Mr. Cummings. There's a man who makes clean money, retired honorably from Coca-Cola, came to Liberia, he didn't serve in government. There's no corruption allegation. He's been in Liberia. You can't find any criminal record on him. So there's a clean guy.
So why was it so difficult to make your way in the CPP? Why was it so difficult? I mean, the full party CPP. Why is it so difficult to sell such a clean man in that arrangement? What made it so difficult?
If you follow the CPP conversation, we went and we established a framework document. For Mr. Kumi, he loves to follow the rules. Most Liberian politicians play around the rules. They don't follow rules. That's why even the current government, they are having issue with rule of law. So there are laws on the book, but the people in power don't believe in the law. They took that thing from the CPP. There are laws. The speaker removal, people getting removed from 10 positions. These are things that they manifested during the CPP arrangement. Mr. Cummings went to the CPP and said, to become a stand-up for the CPP, these are XYZ processes. So he believed that. But for them, they said, no, if we go to this process with this guy, he might win. So let's do block voting. They came out with block voting. If you can remember, more the other people said block voting. They say, why block voting? They say, no, if we allow the delegates to go vote, they'll go for Cummings. There's a likelihood they'll go vote for Cummings. So only one person.
Cummings will use financial inducement.
Only one person should go and vote for the United Party. Only one person for the ALP. And that was not stipulated in the CP from Madaki. They said delegate election. So they created that conversation. There was no legal grounds to justify their argument. So they said, let's create a scheme that Mr. Kumi Finger's CPP document. So they created that thing so that they could leave the CPP arrangement. Because at the time they thought they have sold the narrative that only us can defeat President. We are here to rescue. And you've seen how the rescue has turned to an excuse mission. The experiences they said the president had, we are now experiencing the experience. And so all of those things happen in the CPP. What is happening now is a manifestation of what happened in the CPP and then that these people don't respect laws, they will bypass the laws to satisfy self-interest. And these are things that happen.
Fair enough. The last on this one, then we'll move to something else, is this whole issue about uh, fingering the CPP framework document. Your political leader was accused hugely when we saw the now president appear at the court to testify in that matter. That was admitting to an act of criminality under our laws. What did that make the ANC feel about her friends then, right? And particularly the Unity Party, and what lesson has that taught?
You know, people learn from interaction, some of the alliances you form.
Okay.
The unholy alliance with the Unity Party back then has given us understanding of how to deal with people going forward. We honestly thought that the Unity Party could be trusted, that these people were sincere about all of the things we agreed to collectively. But seeing them dragging Mr. Cummings to court, accusing of framework document, President Bwaka admitting in court that he does not know Mr. Cummings, there's a dangerous old man, very dangerous old man. And you see how his leadership is in rock and roll. So our experience.
You're only saying he's a dangerous old man because his party accused Mr. Cummings and he went to testify.
No,
but before then, you were calling him beautiful names, and you said you agreed that he was a rescue.
Do not, listen. When you become
president, I mean, you as a political party,
when you become president of a nation,
mm-hmm.
you need one person to usher in change. And Lincoln said, for any nation to develop,
mm-hmm.
the president
must
be the vision bearer. We in the ANC,
mm-hmm.
we believe in Mr. Cummings that he could have draft change and put everybody in pari passu to align with his vision. Look at what is happening in other countries. If you go to Singapore, it was Lee Kuan Yew.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they have corrupt people living in Singapore and then, but it took only Lee Kuan Yew to put the country in pari passu. Look at what is happening with Russia. You get Putin. But you have other people living in Russia, but you know only Putin because the vision bearer. Look at what is happening in Burkina Faso. It's Tuareg. So if you have a leader who is the vision bearer, even you are Muslim, Prophet Muhammad came, few Sahaba follow him. So if the vision bearer is committed to the change, people will follow, even if they were corrupt before. But if the leader himself is not corrupt, people have to follow the standard the leader set. In the case of President Bwaka, he came with gentleman agreement. That was a shady thing to say as a president. So most of the people think that it is a standard that the president has set. That's why corruption cases are too many in the country.
I see you want to go for Mr. Bwaka's neck, but we want to go gradually because we want to understand and put into perspective the whole ANC thing. How did it end up the way it ended? Let's look at the ANC in the politics of Liberia from 2017 to 2023. 2017, you participated and got 7%, correct?
Yeah.
And in 2023, less than 2%, somewhere 1% or thereabout.
Yeah.
I mean, political calculation, the numbers indicate a decline. Why is the ANC and Mr. Cummings proving so disconnected from the Liberian people? If you wrap your head around it, politically, what do you think so?
No, you see, we do not blame our people, right? Our people, when I say the people are wrong in terms of decision making, what we will say is that.
But there must be a root cause. Have you identified that?
Yes. Like I said, there are too many reflections as a party we have had, and some of those information cannot be declassified because it is a party reflection.
But you can say the root cause on why the Liberian people are moving away from Mr. Cummings.
They are not moving away. If you listen to the Liberian
from
people,
7% to 1%,
if you listen,
they're not moving from
it was not a rejection of Mr. Cummings.
What was it?
If you listen to the Liberian people in 2023, what they said was, they said Mr. Cummings should be vice president to President Bwaka. If you listen,
that's what the Unity Party people said.
No, that's not necessarily what the Unity Party people said.
Do we have a survey to prove that the Liberian people said they wanted Cummings as vice president?
Yes.
That was the proposal from the Unity Party.
No, that, not necessarily from the Unity
alliance.
Party. When you say the Unity Party, that proposal came from people that you President Bwaka himself didn't one day ask Mr. Cummings to be his vice president. So that is out of the conversation of the Unity Party. These people are schemers.
No, but Ure was supporting. I mean, they were
but Ure is
together.
not in the Unity Party. Ure had his own party.
I agree,
Ure is
but he had endorsed Mr. Bwaka then.
No,
so the conversation among them was that.
Ure, don't say Unity Party people, because Unity Party people had an agenda that they were pursuing. So Liberian people, if you open,
but they could accommodate Mr. Kumi as vice president.
That was US's proposal.
But the Unity Party could
Joseph Bwaka didn't buy into that, because Mr. Kumi said, somebody who wants you to be the vice president, Bwaka wanted Jeremiah Kumi to be a vice president. He went out, he reached out. He said, I want a guy to be vice president. He never reached out to Kumi and said he wanted Kumi to be.
But was Kumi even showing the willingness to be vice president?
What is willingness? Kumi didn't show. JMB didn't go to Kumi's house, and Kumi said JMB should re-enter. They had meetings, they met. He never for once pointed out that conversation, because he had an ambition of either taking Yombli or probably outside Yombli like Richard Jeremiah Kumi. But the thing is, when the Liberian people say, look, in the CPP, we wanted Kumi to be vice president. Kumi saw something different. He said, look, if you want me to be vice president to this man, this president, now Bwaka, has to make the determination whether he wanted Kumi to be. And obviously, we that were in the circle back then, JMB never wanted Kumi to be a vice president. The guy is a tribalist. In one of their unguarded meetings, he said the guy is a Congo man. He can take Congo man to be his vice president. That's how tribal and divisive this president is.
Did he say that?
He said it in one of his unguarded meetings.
Okay.
Yeah, that was off media. And he said he can take Congo man. Some of the testimony, when you start to speak, even Henry Costa, are you aware that Henry Costa revealed that President Bwaka requested money to meet Kumi in Ghana? Costa said that.
Was that true?
Costa said it.
Was that true?
He showed text messages from WhatsApp.
You're a youth leader in the ANC. Did you hear that?
Costa revealed text messages
from WhatsApp. So why was Kumi giving people money?
He was not giving. Bwaka presented a scenario that.
But you just said it's true what Costa said.
I'm saying it is true that JMB requested to meet Mr. Kumi, but then in Ghana. That is true.
For money?
No, not for money necessarily. To have a conversation about the CPP leadership, who to be president and who to be vice president. But JMB was requesting money. The Costa said, why would you be requesting money from your colleague in the CPP? You wanted 100,000. So it was not a genuine arrangement that President Bwaka was into. He said this man was a Congo man. We were only using the man to be getting money and all the kind of stuff. But we know the individual we are dealing with now. That is why even after the man won the election, he didn't reach out to people that come. He didn't reach out to people that he didn't reach out to President Bwaka. Even recently, Vice President Joe Howard Taylor said the president hasn't reached out to him. So we explain all these things to tell you that we have passed through these political trying times. We now have those experiences. Going forward, we will chart a relationship with people on the basis of our past experiences and how we ourselves as a party can know going forward how to deal with certain people. So when the Liberian people said they voted rescue, it was not a rejection of Mr. Kumi. Most of these people now conduct survey. They said we thought the people were coming to rescue, but now we see obviously a different thing. So there's always a tendency of people to find alternative. When people contract you to supply governance and you are proving to be a failure very early, the people try to look for alternative. And nobody in Liberia will tell you Mr. Kumi is incompetent to become president. The only thing they said, Vice President Joseph Bwaka, but then had the experiences so Kumi should win.
Whether Kumi has the face to attract the number required to be president.
No, the numbers, let me tell you, the people gave you the numbers. The people gave you the numbers.
But you have to be connected with the people.
I agree with you. Politics is about timing. The Liberian people felt that time JMB argument was brought that he could be George Weah and he had the 50 years of experiences. So the people say, okay, Mr. Kumi, wait, let's see the 50 years old man experience. Let's see what he can do from day one. Now the people are saying that this man is a confucianist. One of his watch, the Capitol building got with fire. One of his watch, the very people who used to say the president cannot intervene in the legislature classes because that is a different branch of government. But it is being reported now the president has interest in intervening. So that is a contradiction to the very argument the United Party people are presenting that the president cannot intervene. So why now the president wants to intervene? Is the legislature now the same branch of government as the executive? So it shows leadership failure, because I always tell people leadership is not tested in time of convenience.
Okay.
Leadership is tested in times of controversy and chaos. When the capital building impasse started, that was the time the president needed to show leadership. People say the president cannot intervene, but we saw before the speaker election, the president invited some lawmakers to the house, asking them to vote for Richard Kuhn against Kofa. That was intervention.
Mm-hmm.
What are these people thinking? What are these people thinking? So now I think the people, nobody in Liberia will tell you, say Mr. Kumi is not qualified to be president, or he doesn't have the competence.
He could be qualified on the papers.
So the Liberian people now, they're seeing him with a different look. Now, look, we thought this man was better, but I think Cummins could have been a better choice.
Okay, I don't know how that is going to be achieved, but as we go along, when some of your internal conversations are declassified, the Liberian people will basically understand how the ANC intend to remarket Alexander Kuhn. Is that correct?
Yeah, so our party is now chatting on Yokos. Like yesterday, you saw Representative Ta Wongwe re-engage with the ANC. Very soon, you'll see the Youth Congress of the ANC having a national action retreat. Very soon, you will see the young people of the ANC moving to Nimba County to effectuate the endorsement of the political leader in support of Ide Gonglowe. So there are too many movements you will see, and we look to future collaboration and working relationship with the opposition community. Like you hear the former vice president mention Joe Howard Taylor. So there are too many possibilities, political possibilities that we could leverage for our party and the country interest.
Are you open to all of the political oppositions having a kind of redux of the CPP, but in a different form? And as a party, will you be willing, or are you open to having collaborative conversation with the CDC?
We are open to having conversation with the CDC, the CMC, all the opposition political parties. Our party chairman even attended one of the CDC program, Lafia Gu. He attended one of the CDC program. They extended invitation to him. The current CDC chairman also attended one of ANC program. So there are relationship building up. The conversation about
CDC is a masses party.
Yeah,
it's a regular people party. So Mr. Cummins, for the most part, conversation is that he carries himself as an elite, doesn't come around and all of these things.
That's
so
a misconception.
The CDC,
that's a misconception. One of the let's say the defects, one of the brunt of becoming a leader is to be misunderstood by a people. It is to be criticized, is to be condemned, is to be lied on. So most of the things you hear about Mr. Comey, that is an elite, he doesn't connect with the people. These are all fabricated stories from the Unity Party back then to sell President Bwaka. But this man is an open book. He's nobody in the CDC will tell you say they have problem with Mr. Cummins. Even in the scenario you mentioning, that possible future collaboration, I don't think citizens have that kind of issue with Mr. Cummins. I don't think so.
If such happen and there is a conversation ensued for the tickets, can Mr. Cummins accept to be vice running mate?
We are still far from.
No, we are.
We are still far from.
We are having.
It is even possible for President we have to say I will not contest. It is even possible to say Mr. Cummins might not contest.
But I want to choose the question I want to ask you, right, and see how you answer that, right? As a stalwart of the ANC from the Youth Congress, when a conversation ensued for Mr. Cummins to be vice running mate to former President Weah for 2029, is the party going to accept that? Are you going to be okay with that? Will you see that as an opportunity to pick you up from the dungeon, put you somewhere?
Like I said initially, the ANC is open to opposition conversation.
Okay.
As to the mechanism and how things play out, we are still far from those things. So I cannot make an opinion for the ANC as a party Because mind you, the ANC is planning a convention. Sometimes most of the leaders you see in the ANC might not be there when our conversation start. We'll be having a shift of leadership. Some of the people will be replaced and all the kind of things.
But what you know is that Kumi just want to be president.
What we know, no, it is not the desperation to be president. What Kumi wants is that the country should be fixed. Kumi is angry that there are a lot of opportunities in this country that we are not getting our fair share from our natural resources. He thinks we can attract more investment when the leadership establish credibility to deal with investors, when the rule of law will be respected. No investor will come to a country where Joseph Boakai will agree that something called majority block can move speaker outside of the law. A president that is operating in such an illegal space will not attract foreign direct investment. That president will only ride the most expensive wheelbarrow in the country, which is over 300,000 United States dollars.
Okay, let me see. Let's play an excerpt of
2016. Just first at the old studio. We met in an interview, and we've had a long relationship. Percent is a bit nonsense, but that's here not there. We move forward. The ANC is in the process of re-engaging, reactivating itself, re-energizing the party, renewing the party. In fact, we have we're going to kick off that effort. I think it was important that we took some time off to watch, observe, reflect, see what's happening in the country. Some people have been trying to take advantage of that. Some new parties, some existing parties have been trying to recruit ANC partisans, so the party dying. That makes no sense.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, what do you want to talk about?
To recruit ANC partisans. Since the election, it appears the ANC was fading away and all that.
The thing is, when I was entering in your studio, there are a lot of ANC partisans who have different issues. Some of them got disenchanted. Some of them felt that they were not being considered and respected. So there are a lot of different issues that are not unique to the ANC. Those issues are in some of the political parties around here. So what Mr. Kumi is trying to do is to play the leadership role, to bring our people back on board. There were people in 2017 who helped the party to gather the votes they got. So he's saying, look, come on board. Whatever the issues are, we'll resolve it as a party. So he's giving out a clarion call to partisans across the country and well-wishers that, look, come back to your institution. Let us build our party. Some of them were angry at the fact that we enter CPP. There were people who in the party advised not to enter the CPP arrangement. And when we eventually enter, some of them left because they felt they couldn't work with some of the characters that were in the CPP arrangement. Now that we are on our own, he's giving out that leadership a clarion call that come back to your party. The ANC is ready to chart a new course, to re-energize, give our supporters reason to come back. And that is what he's doing. That is why you see people, the Taiwan way is coming back. Okay. In weeks to come, you see other political pundits who initially affiliated with the ANC who are now distancing themselves because some of the decisions we took, some of the arrangements we agreed to. So he's calling all of his people back. Let us come on board and see what went wrong. Let us develop a new strategic plan for our party going forward. And that is a good thing to do.
What would be your ANC assessment of the initial 16 months of Boakai's presidency on the major fronts, the economy? Look at the economic condition of our people, the rule of law, justice, police handling of peaceful protesters, police brutality, so to speak, and other things. If you sit back as an ANC stalwart and watching all of these things unfold in the country, was it a just cause in any way to have this for the 2 years experience from a vice president as head of state? Is there anything impressive?
The president is an embodiment of contradictions. It's a complete disappointment. And the reason I say so is
President Boakai.
President Boakai. The reason I say so is that when you go at the GSC, they have different auditors level. They have the senior auditors. So when the junior auditor goes somewhere to conduct audit, that is not of standard. When the senior auditor is going, the GSC looks at that senior auditor to correct the mistakes of the junior auditor. So if the senior auditor goes there and blunder, this the standard at which is going to be judged is going to be different from the junior auditor. That scenario is to say, President Boubacar said President Weah had no leadership experience. He was not fit for the presidency. He took the presidency for entertainment purposes. So for him, he had government experiences, abundance of government experiences for the 2 years. So some even say 50. So let's be generous.
So the ANC view was that Mr. Weah took the presidency for what?
I'm saying President Boubacar,
when
they left the CPP, they said President Weah took the presidency for entertainment purposes.
Okay.
So for President Boubacar now, he had 42 years of government experiences, abundance, and he knew what to do from day one. Some of the campaign promises, he said there will be no push in Liberia. You're a journalist, whether we don't have push in Liberia is something that we can have a conversation on.
What do you think? What's your view? You're in the community. What
the former DEA boss said we have a judge that is even far dangerous than Kush, zombie. So instead of President Boubacar eradicating Kush, the government is now bringing zombie. So that is a disappointment. President Boubacar said children will not be seen in the street selling while school time is ongoing. Even those that are in school came out to protest that teachers are not in the classroom. And President Boubacar greeted them with water cannons and tear gas. That was a disappointment. President Boubacar came to power, he said, people stay in government too much. For him, he has 40 years of government experiences. He knows how to go after corrupt people. Now the LDCC is getting overwhelmed, like JFK. When you go to the LDCC and report an incident of corruption at the Ministry of Finance, before LDCC tried to intervene, they will call them and say something happening to fire service, people stealing gasoline. Before LDCC reached there, they say, but people just bought car from the car.
So the plethora
So they are getting overwhelmed. So the contradictions and the cracks in the government edifice of President Boubacar is too much. It's too much. Look at the president talking about gentleman agreement of 285 yellow machines. Obviously, the country wants yellow machines, but we have to establish facts. The president announced $80 million for a yellow machine.
Okay, previously.
And he said that arrangement was being facilitated by a friend who has no name. He said that was a gentleman agreement. Now that the government is going to pay 22 million, we have questions.
It's been renegotiated.
Now we have questions.
Are you not excited as a Liberian that the cost is coming down?
No, I'm not excited about the processes, but I'm excited that the government is finally trying to bring yellow machine. But however, we have to establish certain things. Who wanted to pay 80 million? Who negotiated 80 million for a yellow machine agreement that would have saved the country, and now we are paying 22? The second question is, what is the role of the president friend in this scheme of things? Now the country is going to pay for it. The president said his friend was trying to help his rescue agenda. So what is the role of this president friend?
But I think that friend conversation is off the table now. It's a renegotiated arrangement.
Who taking the friend off, you or the president?
The president. You saw the president communication to his vice president.
No,
there was no mention of his friend.
The president didn't say his friend is being taken off. The president communicated to the national legislature that his friend is trying to help his government. If the president is taking his friend out, the president will write another letter to the legislature that my friend is no longer in this deal. Until that is done, we are asking the president, what is the role of his friend that has no need?
I mean, you're talking best practice.
Obviously, what is this friend now? And lastly, there are conversations around the procurement processes.
Okay.
The vice president said we'll bring in yellow machine for 22 million. Who are the companies that bidded and won the bill eventually? The PPCC. At what level are they involved? Where is the money coming from? Because in this recent budget, we have to establish the budget line that is going to pay for the 285 yellow machines. Or is it going to be another off budget? We need a transparent government before people start to speculate.
There's a report that is going to be a loan and from commercial bank. I heard Echo Bank. Was it Echo Bank? Yeah,
so it's going to be a loan for Echo Bank. At what interest rate? So the legislature has to get involved. because any loan that is above that threshold has to be rectified by the legislature.
That's correct.
We see contradictions in how government proceed. We saw the PRC took loan that was not rectified by the legislature. That was a breach of the Liberian law.
Even the national police.
So the national police too took loan. So the president is proceeding on illegal path. That is something to worry about, because the country is now sliding from a lawful country to a lawless state, and that is dangerous for any nation.
A lawless state.
A lawless state. A state where the president doesn't respect law. He listens to one man who reads law upside down called legal advisor. A man who can say we can take people from tenure positions without following the law. In as much as we see you, we take you from there and replace you. There's a president who talk about fighting corruption. When people are alleged of corrupt practices, he keep them there. The president is keeping one doorkeeper who stole a dead man degree. That is a credibility issue. There's a man who is expected to inspect goods that are coming into this country, but the man has credibility issue. So if the man can buy dead man degree, he can take back.
And this is why you call him contradiction.
So the man is a whole embodiment of contradictions. So the president doesn't impress me. In fact, I'm disappointed. And the reason why I'm extremely disappointed is that we thought that with the years of experiences this president had, that was trumpeted across the landscape of this country, that he knew what to do from day one.
And what has the reality proved?
Otherwise, this president said he can even ride wheelbarrow. Today, the president is riding the most expensive car in his government. That's a contradiction.
They have argued
the president
grounds.
The president argued he will not fly private jet. Today he's flying private jet. So he's just walking back on some of the things he's criticized. And that is a problem for credibility purposes. You cannot criticize one thing and come back and start to do these things. So there was no need for change in the first place. And that is why we are extremely worried that this president is not a president who can keep his word. A leader who doesn't keep the word changes his principles on the basis of those who he's dealing with. It's a dangerous man to lead in a nation.
You've talked about drugs, you talk about good governance, you talk about corruption. What about domestic violence, rape? I mean, all of the news about law enforcement, the brutal handling of issues. What's your thought on those?
Talking about rape, I think the president is more or less interested in those, maybe hereditary and government officials who are in power. Those who trample on people's rights are protected by the president clout. We've seen how, yes, we've seen how a man believed to be the internal affairs minister was accused of rape. Nothing happened. He wasn't invited. There's a case in Liberia when somebody is accused of rape. Immediately, police go and effectuate arrest.
That's correct.
They don't even ask you. When you go to the police station and say, "My man raped," they say that the code you explain that thing to. Immediately, it is not bearable. You go to solve this. But this man was accused of arrest. That's a rape. The lady came, she went to school, she gave pieces of evidence, and the police didn't invite Francis humanly. So the issue of rape, it is only effectuated when there are common people involved. Talking about
is
police,
it even effectuated under the government? Is it a subject that you see efforts by the government to tackle?
There's no progressive efforts. President Burger, when you come to power, unlike America and other places, when you see president come to power, you see them taking intentional actions to change fundamental things about government. The president came to power, there's no fundamental change about the way things are being done.
Okay.
So it is almost like following the same thing they did 12 years prior to President William regime, because they set up those infrastructure to take money here and there, all the kind of things. So they are following the same old book that the president is used to. Talking about police brutality. Look at how the police might handle protesters, especially the students. That is an unfortunate situation. Students came out with genuine reasons that they are not in school because they are instructors. For 2 months now, I've laid down their chalks claiming that they haven't been paid. The only thing you could do was to beat them, get them wounded. Is that the leadership you seek to provide for the state? And you have one police director who is a social media police director now, making money from TikTok video and Facebook, flamboyance and all that.
He's a social media police director.
Yeah, that is an unfortunate situation. So the police director is a partisan police director. He speaks more
Is that the view of the ANC?
No, that is the view of the Liberian people. Take a survey. Mind you, look at recently what happened in the Capitol building fire disaster. The police director is inviting people to the police headquarters, especially those from the minority bloc, those people who the president has condemned through his action. They expressed tacit endorsement for the majority bloc. So all of those on the majority bloc banner, they haven't been invited to the police headquarters. That is divisive. If you want to have a fair appreciation of the crisis at the Capitol building, invite all the players.
Okay, that's fair investigation, balanced investigation.
Yeah. Why are you being selective? Why are you being selective? So now when things escalate, the president wants to intervene. You know, this old man wisdom is very dangerous for this country.
Okay, his name is Ali Kiadi, and of course he's the Secretary General of the ANC Youth Congress. And of course he's been our guest. So one last one, and then we'll take a few calls. We've seen, presidency is a very delicate position in the country. You're the face of the republic, and the president bear the torch. He goes out there, negotiates, and finds solutions for the country and bring it back. In 2024, our president, Mr. Bwaga, made several trips, but nothing came back. What does that say to you about the face of our country?
Those were the memorandum trip. The president goes out and spends taxpayer money, return to the country, and give us memorandum. MOU. So, for me, I am not, I didn't expect much. You know why? Because I've seen this vice president back then in the opposition, and now president. I've seen in leadership position. I saw his leadership in the CPP. It was a complete tatas. We saw when he presided. When Mr. Cummings, the most flourishing years of the CPP was the time Mr. Cummings presided as the chairman of the CPP. Well, the CPP won most of the electoral seats in the elections in 2020 election. When President Bwaga came there were blood voting noise, there were fingering document noise, and the CPP broke down. So we saw him in leadership. This man hasn't built anything substantive as an individual. If you look at the man's lifestyle, he's been a scholarship individual living on government. As an individual, what has he managed to build? That you see other political leaders, you see Mr. Comey, he has managed to build wealth. He has managed to take Coca-Cola, contributed to Coca-Cola being one of the 500 fortune companies in America and globally. So he has managed financial far bigger than our country. So you can see the level to which this man is being able to.
And same can be said about.
But for President Bwaga, what has he managed? Maybe outside government and within government. What has he managed?
I really don't know.
So there's nothing significant to point to. So we saw him in leadership, we interacted with him. So for those of you who didn't know him as per his leadership credential, as we experienced in the CPP, you guys have high expectation. For some of us in the ANC, particularly, who said, look, this guy will not do anything.
But even though you found it difficult to make a decision in the run-up?
No, the party made a decision. The party supported the CDC.
The stand-up bureau.
No, the stand-up bureau didn't interfere with the party decision. For him as an individual, he said, but the stand-up bureau voted, right? He said he was not endorsing, but he voted.
Aliu is, like I told you, a very...
And lastly, on this thing, whenever the president talk about governance and corruption, all the kind of thing, he has to first deal with his chief of office staff. This man took NASCO money and bought Vigo that we haven't seen. The president has to deal with that. That is a contradiction right in the executive mansion. And the president wants to, though in the fight against corruption, you must first establish credibility.
What is the rating of the government so far?
From where to where?
I mean, from 1 to 10.
I get in 3.
3?
Yeah.
That's decimal.
Yeah. That's my rating.
That means they've done nothing, absolutely.
That's what I think.
They said they're bringing yellow machine. Isn't that something?
They said, we wait to see the yellow machine. They have said they were going to bring 300 buses. We saw 3. So let's wait.
0776 104 104 086 500 104 plus 231 86 500 104. His name is Ali Kiadi, and of course, representing the ANC. Let's hear who's in care of the Unity Party is the first on the line. Let's hear you. Good morning.
So that where then, right? Yeah, Mr. Sherry, good morning. Good morning to Higa. Good morning to your guest in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Hussein Kew. I call from Jacobstown district. Yeah, thank you, Abu, for bringing your guest on. So I sat and listened quite lengthily, but you asked a question. Are you now excited for it? I mean, the other man, he said no. So it is not a surprise because I know you don't have love for this country and when you come back to power.
You say the man don't have love for the country because he's questioning the atmosphere under which the yellow machine.
He's not questioning, right? Put a precondition on the cabinet of the yellow machine.
My man, you the party people. This is the problem, right? You want to be the one, the standard to define other people's loyalty or patriotism. That's so sad. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to Freedom FM, and good morning to my bishop people in Global Liberia, and good morning to my comrade Ali Kiadi. He's still our General Secretary of our Australian National Congress. By the way, the introduction and the expansion AF command, I do join this conversation this morning for my peaceful resident to be pursued to a summer community within district and within relatively old.
Your time finished. Your time is up.
I am the assistant data analyst of the Australian National Congress. Nothing left behind by my comrade. He said all. What led to CPP to take away the king as biggest factor of our president today by bringing the ideology to the table of blood voting. When that deny the allegation of going for the competition of blood voting.
All right, Chief. I'm sorry. Time is not our friend. Let's take Big Joe from way there. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Abu. Thank you for the opportunity for me this morning. I want to tell you, the guests, thank you for coming on. But I have a serious question about the ANC.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in the 6 years of President Weah's administration, the ANC was very busy negotiating sanctions on the government for things that were not visible, that cannot be seen today, that were not seen at the time. And this government has been in power for, let's say, 12, 14 months now. We have seen human rights abuses, shooting at people who have been protesting peacefully as per the Constitution. And the ANC is quiet. At that time, between 2018 and 2019,
you want to ask your question quickly?
Yeah, my question is, why is it that the ANC is so quiet about everything that's going on, headless in the country, human rights abuses all over the place? Why we are not seeing the ANC negotiating sanctions as they were doing under our administration?
All right, thank you very much. Ali is here; he will speak to that, and let's take David King quickly, and then we'll take two more. Morning. Mama, your background is not permitting us to hear you.
Abu, you know, what happened with
I'm sorry, I have to let you go because your background is terrible. Let me take the last two. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Ali Sherry. Well, my name is Mohammed Safar Jr. And I do join you guys for another job. Well, my concern this morning in the interview is about the police act. It's not that of citizen that about conflict. You can hear people saying that I came from Harvard University, but I don't think that guy is very competent. So
okay, fine. He thinks the police has demonstrated incompetence. Hello, good morning.
Good morning to Brother Ali. My name is Delpala K. Command, a copy of the station of Nimba County. Let me say thank you to the brother. I listened to him. I thought he spoke very well. Like he said, the current president, when he served as the chief of the CCP, we saw his leadership. And again, the current vice president, now president, so clear to him. He said he was a race car parking like that. You are aware when you park a vehicle for a very long time, no matter the thing you did that car, when you pull it on the track, it will develop problems. Now, for instance, the president took out of situation acting. The question is, to what extent has the president managed to that situation? And now, the situation the people of Kinjo were faced with, are they still facing this?
Okay, to what extent the president tend to resolve the situation in Kijo. Ali, these and other inquiries from the public before your decks, particularly the one from the U.S. Brother Joe on the ANC silence on human rights abuses.
You know, is it the same brother who said the ANC is not advocating sanction?
Correct.
Okay, so
did you advocate a sanction?
No, the ANC. You know, to say we have to clarify one thing first. We never advocated sanction for government.
Really?
No, we never advocated sanction for government. The conversation around sanction for individual players.
Okay, so you advocated sanction
so it's
for
a different thing.
players.
As a political party, the perception in the government back then was that the ANC is the most powerful political party in the global space. So any sanctions that is being talked about, it is possible to be emanating from the ANC because of the people that we had in the ANC, especially the ANC Global. Now, you have Henry Costa, who was on the radio, consistently saying sanction is coming, who was not a member of the ANC.
Yeah, but you were doing the
So
underground
Costa
work,
was
and
saying,
because he was the mouthpiece for the.
you didn't see the ANC as a political party issuing releases. There were institutions.
But yeah, players of the ANC on the forefront. Mr. Sylvester.
There were
Grisby.
players of the ANC. Grisby is not an ANC member.
Wasn't him an ANC member?
No, he wasn't.
Was he a supporter of Mr. Cummings?
He wasn't a supporter of the ANC. He hasn't been a supporter of the
Grisby
ANC.
has not been.
No.
Grisby did endorse Mr. Cummings. Are you aware of that?
No, he didn't endorse Mr. Cummings.
Okay, let's move back.
There's no record of Grisby. In fact, Grisby was managing JMB Foundation,
which he left.
So people who supported the ANC, like in other groups like Luja, who are advocating targeted sanctions and all of those things. Look, the ANC is coming back. Those people that are suspicious of committing similar crimes, who will stay, use our allies, use our contacts. The Americans are watching. The Americans are watching people trying to steal money here and there. They are watching. We've seen Abdullah Kamara, his involvement with the LTA funds. All of those things, they are still there. So when you come and say the ANC was advocating sanction for government, we clarify that the ANC never advocated sanction for government. There are conversations around individual players, but there's no record that the ANC as a political party was saying sanction for this person, sanction for that person. Those who supported the ANC or other opposition political party, they were in different pressure groups.
Okay.
Who were doing that sanction thing. But as a political party, there's no record of us saying we want sanction for President. We want sanction for this person. No. We didn't do that. And I don't know which other question.
I think we just give us a parting comment because.
So we want to appreciate you for the time. We look forward to coming back in this space to share our thoughts on the government issue. The ANC is alive and well. We are bringing our party back together. The ANC Global is about to organize a convention. The young people of the ANC, they are also reorganizing to launch an action retreat. From that retreat, we'll be coming up with a strategic plan that will consistently keep the government feet to the fire through the pressure of the young people of the ANC. We'll look forward to working with other pressure groups, opposition political parties. We'll be in Nimba very soon to execute the menu of the party and the political leader after the endorsement for either Gongo. So thank you very much. Thank you to the listeners. And President Boga government, the hardship has just started. If your lives were better 2 years or 1 year before, prior to this government, it is something that you have to test. I always tell people that when you look at the booking statistics of these economic readings, the real statistics are the expression on the people's faces. When you see hungry men, he tell you say you're grateful. No amount of propaganda can tell you say that man grateful. The man hungry,
fair enough.
So that's it, brother.
Thank you very much. His name is Ali Kiadi, and it has been a very wonderful conversation. We'll certainly do a reschedule. But until that time, my name is Abu Sharif Higa Gonda was here. Do have a wonderful time from the nation's capital.